Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm here again at Bicester Heritage, not for a scramble this time, but for a Scramblers Assembly. And the theme this month is Japanese cars. I don't really understand the appeal, so I'm hoping to speak to a few owners here today to figure it out, to figure out what's important. I've never actually owned a Japanese car, aside from this Honda Jazz, which is actually my wife's, but the fact that it was Japanese didn't really play into the purchasing decision, and in fact it's, by all accounts, made in Swindon, which is only just down the road. So I kind of understand this, sort of, it is factory specification, and there's the whole kind of, rallying thing, and Pro Drive, and Colin McRae, and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of get that. That's a bit more sort of stock, but really, that's just crazy. Okay, I think this one pretty much sums up what I think about the whole Japanese car culture. I mean, it's it's nicely done in the sense that it's all sort of collars and cuffs and everything, but really, I mean, look at those. That's kind of Boadicea's chariot territory, isn't it? And so low to the ground, and just an enormous wing on the back. So if you don't have room in your engine bay for a turbo, this is your answer. Just chop a hole in the bonnet. So another thing about Japanese cars is there's these kind of subcultures. I mean, if Japanese cars is a subculture anyway, there's sort of subcultures within it, like these K cars. Sort of an interest in these kind of things, tiny little cars built to Japanese regulations for sort of city cars. And you'd think sort of totally impractical for a kind of long runs in the UK, but it's a town car, why not? So one of the things that's quite evident here is the age profile is a whole lot younger than you might expect, or certainly a whole lot younger than you would see at sort of more traditional British car events, for example. So clearly people in who are born maybe after sort of 1990 or onwards, sort of millennials, are just not interested so much in British car history, British car culture. Perhaps there's been influences from Fast and Furious type films, or Tokyo Drift, that kind of thing, and also computer games. There's obviously a lot of Japanese car influence in computer games, and maybe that kind of explains why it's a much younger demographic here today. What is it about this that gets you?
I think obviously the Fast and Furious scene obviously brings it to what everyone likes Japanese cars from, really. A lot of them are just sort of like bulletproof engine wise, and there's just so much tuning capability and like modifications that you can do to them.
Yeah, well, you've done most on here, right? So
so full air ride, so just some custom spec'd out wheels, some rare parts on it, etc.
Tell me about these wheel nuts.
So they're just
Or they're just covers, are they? Presume?
Yeah, they're just covers. That's a rare. So they're just screw on. They come over from America. So
Yeah.
expensive.
I think that seems to be the key. I mean, I've spoken to people with, some of the guys with the bonnets up, and they've got all these sort of carbon fibre bits. They're all from America, and they all cost a fortune. But it's just
it's got like carbon fibre dash panels, all like rare aftermarket switches, rare exhaust system, all sort of old school Japanese stuff. That
And is
hard
it
to find.
Have you done it yourself? You've done all the modification yourself.
Quite a bit to it myself.
Yeah.
And then
And is that part of the whole fun of it? Is just on a weekend bolting another bit to it, or
I don't do it as much as I used to.
Yeah.
Just time committed.
Yeah.
This is on full air suspension as well. So
I figured you can't drive it quite like that. and these MX-5s originally weren't that expensive to buy, and you can do whatever to them. Yeah.
Compared to what they are now.
Yeah.
That's it, about 4 or 5 pay for the clean standard one.
Yeah.
And one like this with all the rare bits and all that, like you're looking at 11.
Would you be better off selling this by taking all the bits off and selling them individually?
Not sure.
Yeah.
It could work that way.
Yeah. You're not planning on selling it just yet?
No, I've not had it too long. I've only had it since sort of just late last year. So.
Right. Okay. But then I overheard you saying it's not very comfortable.
I'm glad I don't drive it every day.
Style over comfort. Yeah.
So I've got this, and I've got an old classic Mini as well that I'm yet to finish.
So that's interesting, because I was kind of wondering whether because obviously you're a younger generation than me, whether a younger generation is just not so interested in British motor history.
I love it all.
You love it all.
Yeah,
you're not.
I'm not biased
Not
between
precious.
any brand of car really.
Yeah.
So I appreciate everything. See, I'm more of a fan of Japanese, but I like everything.
Yeah. Interesting. So I think that's about enough for me. It's getting very cold again, as cold as it only can be on the edge of an airfield in Oxfordshire. Anyway, what have I discovered? Well, there's different bits to Japanese cars. Obviously, I totally get the sort of stock performance car, the Type R stuff, Honda. And even some of the other sort of more classic Japanese cars that are performance cars, a bit unusual, maybe even ones that aren't available elsewhere, so they're Japanese domestic market only. I kind of get that. There's an interest there. It's no different to say being interested in American cars or classic American cars. Those I understand. The other bit of it, the K cars, no, not for me. I mean, I'm probably dimensionally challenged for most of those anyway. But what about the modifications? I don't know. I've never really been into modifying cars, British, Japanese or otherwise. Do I understand why people like to do it? I understand why people like to be in their garage on a weekend, spend some of their money on bits and pieces that they can bolt to the car, make it look a bit different, make it look a bit special. I just, there's a level to which I wouldn't want to go beyond, and I think a lot of people in the Japanese sort of subculture, car culture, seem to go way beyond what might be tasteful, or certainly what might be comfortable or performant. That purple MX-5, as great as it was, is apparently very uncomfortable to drive, very uncomfortable even to sit in. So it's just for show, not for go. I certainly don't despise or hate any of this. I think there's such the car scene is such a broad spectrum of interests and sort of niches that who says that those people don't think me owning a Lotus Esprit is daft. Why shouldn't they do what they want? It's their car, they like to do it. There's obviously a great scene here. This is one of the most populated, certainly one of the best attended of these sort of Scramblers assemblies for a long time. Even on a cold end of January day. So there's clearly a degree of community around it. There's sociable. It's young people getting into cars, and it's not that they're not into other cars as well. I mean, some of them may not be, but the guy I talked to who had the purple MX-5, he had a classic Mini at home, and he's well into Minis and Capris and Escorts and that kind of thing. So it's not people don't have to be all or nothing, one thing or the other. We should just be happy that people have different interests and welcome everyone and accept everyone for what they enjoy. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling on. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe, leave your comments about what you like, what you've seen today, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye.